Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again. And you know, since I uploaded the video the couple days ago, I'm mentioning that I've been sick the past couple days. Still am feeling a little meh. You know, not too bad. All things considered, I am good to go now. Just still have a little bit of congestion and a cough that's lingering, but I haven't been able to go to a lot of my local matches recently, so I did actually still have some recordings left over from some of the store championships that I played in about a week ago. And yeah, this was one of the better matches. I thought this was a fantastic mirror right here, and we do end up picking up the Nami off the Buena Festa. Yeah. But I did want to upload a couple of these that I had that I just thought the games were great. You know, in this matchup, I think we see things that my opponent didn't see, and we also, vice versa, he saw cards that we didn't get to see, and it just, I don't know, worked out to be pretty interesting. But we do get Nami down. I do, you know, since I'm on the odd curve, I don't get the search for the on play, but I still want to have it early. I want to be able to utilize that as much as possible. He does get a Brook here. Looks like he bottom decked one of his 10 costs as well. We'll see a 5k swing, and I do take a look at my hand and choose to use the Thunder Bagua though to ramp up, get back on that even curve. Love to see that early on in the match. Just puts us up a little bit, and you know, gets us back on track of, you know, being even with my opponent. So Thunder Bagua early is just fantastic. But you know what isn't fantastic is bottom decking two 10 cost Doflamingos to pick up a Luffy right here. Little unfortunate. I guess the shuffles just weren't with me. Ended up having two of those bottom decked in one Nami search, but it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah. Picking up Luffy, though, is a pretty big win in this matchup, but we'll just go ahead and swing 5 again. He does use Thunder Bagua to ramp up the Dawn. He doesn't activate it, but it's fine. It's kind of irrelevant since I was just passing the turn anyways. But we do get the Guild down. Guild is kind of like... I had the option of playing this or I believe Queen, and I decided to go with Guild simply because I know that now that I bottom decked two of those 10 cost Doflamingos, it's probably just better for me to, you know, go for hand size in this matchup versus trying to get to 10 Dawn as quickly as possible and then play down Doflamingos and then capitalize on that. Because at most, I'll be able to see 2 this game, but more than likely, I'm probably only going to see 1. So we'll see. Or none. None at all is a very real possibility as well. Because that's the tough part with Nami, is I could just bottom deck the cards yet again. And Guild is also kind of awkward sometimes, because I want to be able to use that Guild ability before I search with Nami. However, it doesn't always work out the way I want it to. Yeah, but we will see the Luffy into the Nami right here. Is not able to pick up the search, but that's fine. And now I'm just going to go 5 into his Nami and pay that 1. Yet again, bottom decking another 10 cost Doflamingo as well as a Sugar. So now I know reality is sinking in. We're definitely not going to see 1 this game. And I think we just go 5 again into Nami. Yep. I'm not really caring too much about whether he defends this or not. It's more or less just, hey, I'm trying to play cards, and there we go. So we'll get Luffy into Brook, and then I will choose to go 6 with Guild, knowing that he's just going to rest as Luffy. I don't really care, though. I just wanted the card draw out of it. And it looks as though we did draw into like a Buena as well as a Thunder Bagua. So Thunder Bagua is actually a really nice pickup here. But the tough part is getting down to 2 life for that to even be useful. And now we see him getting to the 9 Dawn turn. We're going to see 5 at the Nami. And he picks up his own Buena Festa. I think bottom decking yet again another 10 cost Doflamingo. So 2 of them have been bottom decked for him. 3 of them for me. This is, I guess, arguably good for me. Because I wouldn't say this matchup is dependent on Doflamingo. But it definitely makes the whole matchup a lot better for you if you're able to do that. And now I am going to go 7, I believe, into the Nami here. I just want to see if I can get another card out of his hand if he rests the Luffy or not. Or no, excuse me, he swung with Nami and I chose to rest the Luffy. Excuse me, it's his turn. Excuse me. Yeah. He does search out another 7-cost Luffy. God, that is going to be scary. That's going to be scary. We're definitely going to see that into like a Uda or something. I will just counter out with Sugar, though. Keeping the Nami alive, it's not like the most important thing, but I'm trying to bait out him potentially swinging with his own blocker just to kind of see what happens. I know that he doesn't have a lot of Dawn to work with if he does want to play that Luffy. So it kind of gives me a read on, you know, what he is able to swing for, but it just kind of depends on whether he's willing to attach this Dawn or not. It's all going to come down to what his next swing is that kind of indicates what the rest of the turn's going to look like. I don't think it would be that bad of an idea to kind of swing 5 into my Nami and bait that he's going to play Luffy and then attach maybe like 3 Dawn to Luffy and swing it to Zoro. It would really get my hand size down, and then he could still play like a blocker and have, you know, room for events and stuff like that to counter out. But I guess that also does kind of beg the question, do you have a 10-cost Doflamingo in hand? Because 2 turns afterwards is where that can get a little hairy. Yeah, but he does play Sugar. He does play Sugar and decides to go really heavy into the Tesoro. And I am going to defend it. I just restand it using the Spider's Web. Or actually, I think correct that a little bit. I restand the blocker, and then I'll just go with 2k counter. He passes it over. I chose to restand the blocker just in case he did swing with his blocker Luffy, but he was like, yeah, it's probably not going to be the best idea. And now we're looking a little low on the hand size. We're going to have to get it back with Guild and Nami. But, I mean, that's the beauty, is we get to draw 1 for turn and now draw 3. So, we'll pick up a 2k counter and swing 5, I think, just into one of his Namis. He will counter out of that. I'm not really trying to play a card just yet because of Sugar. And at least before I do play a card, I am for sure just going to continue swinging pretty heavy. Did I restand leader? I don't know if I restood my leader this turn. 7 into Nami. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Oh well. We'll go 7 into the Nami and do the Dawn -2 though. Drawing into 2k counters, not bad. We'll see the Luffy get rested though and a 2k counter. And now, maybe I did swing with leader. I don't know. I could have potentially missed it, but just Queen -5. Sugar does rest that, and I get to draw 2. We do end up actually finding a 10-cost Doflamingo, which is great. So we do find the 1 out of the 4 that, you know, wasn't bottom decked. So very happy about that. But we're very far off from getting to 10 Dawn. We got to get like the 4 more Dawn. So 2 turns got to pass. If he has Doflamingo, this is going to be like the sickest Doflamingo turn of his life. It's kind of unfortunate for us, but we'll just see where it goes. I do have quite a bit in hand though, so not too mad. We rest one of the Namis though, and we see the 10-cost Doflamingo coming down for sure now though. And I believe he chooses to rest Guild, Luffy, and Nami, or maybe Guild, Luffy, and Queen, or something like that. Yeah, no, Guild, Luffy, and Nami. So I do still get the Brook and the Queen, but we just put those 3 to the side just to let myself know that, you know, can't be reactivating those. And yeah, he's just gonna pass it over. We pick up another Nami here, which doesn't really do as much, but it is a potential to just replace the one I have on board and try and get some search through. We are at 8 Dawn, which is actually kind of nice that I don't I don't get to use Guild this turn. Otherwise, I feel like 9 times out of 10 I would just use it, and then I would never get to my 10-cost Dofi. Yep, still have some of those coughs, excuse me. But we're going to see 5 into the Nami. He lets it go. I think he's only got about 3 or 4 cards in hand, though. So, definitely a spot to be in. He doesn't rest the Luffy either to save that Nami. So it makes me feel like he doesn't have too much counter power in hand. But with us being at 3 life, I don't really have to be generous in my defense. I got a full board. I've got a lot of, you know, great cards in hand. We're going to see 7 to life here. He does choose to take this going down to 1. Just going to lift up the Nami. I'll rest 3 and pay the 1 for another Nami. And go ahead and rest that again. But searching out a 2k counter chopper here. I just want to have as much counter power. I want to try and defend this board. And then, yeah, really go for a solid defense afterwards. We're going to go 7 into the sugar. I wonder if he will counter out of this, and he does. But we do get a 2k out of hand. I'm fine with that. I'm not particularly, you know, worried about sugar at the moment. She's not really that big of a threat. So to me, I probably would have let that sugar go. But, you know, since it's the end of my turn, I'm not really getting too much out of that. We're going to see a 10 into Tesoro here, though. If he wants to play another 10 cost Doflamingo, you know, I probably should defend this, but it's arguably, it's not really, it's done its job. You know what I mean? We're up in hand size. We do have a Doflamingo, so we just let it go. Yeah, we let it go. But the tough part is that if he has that Doflamingo, it just becomes really, really difficult because you just let him swing at all these characters and then freeze up, you know, whatever we have left. I will defend the Nami, though, and there it is, a second Doflamingo. We're going to see the Luffy, Nami, and Queen being frozen up. Yeah, and he's just going to pass turn there. We draw into an Uta finally. I feel like we hadn't seen one of these the entire game. I do have, like, I do have an opportunity to... Oh, no, never mind. I thought we were at 10 Dawn this turn. I guess we're not. Oh, that was awkward because of the Queen. That's right. Queen got us off the even. So Queen actually ended up being a little bit of a detriment. I can't use Doflamingo this turn, which I think would have been really nice to just kind of get myself a bigger body on the board to be able to go for game. I know that it is going to be a little bit harder with him having 2 10 Dofis for me to survive in upcoming turns. So I want to see what happens. We'll just swing 5 to life. He's only got about 3 cards in hand. He has to use a card or he blocks, and he does block here. So now my thought process is, okay, I could probably just play Uta and swing really heavy with leader into either Luffy or life. But we do play the Buena Festa just to get out the sugar play effect. And now I'm just kind of considering whether I want to go the blocker route, because I could just play, I could pick up Luffy here and go Luffy into Uta, or and I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna go Luffy, and since we drew into that Uta, that's more than likely just gonna be the play. Swing 6. I could swing 6 into sugar, or I could just swing 6 into life. We just go 5. Yeah, just go 5. Why not? I will rest the remaining Dawn, though, and just play Luffy and Uta. If I'm not mistaken, I think I should have had 1 Dawn active still. So I should be at 3 active Dawn, but it's not like it's relevant. I don't play Paradise Waterfall, but I think that was just like a slight misplay. I thought the remaining Dawn was... Oh, actually, did I call it out? I think I said right here I should have 1 remaining Dawn. And I was like, yep, I should. Not that it's relevant. It's funny because he knows my list too. And we're laughing about it. I'm like, yeah, it's not really important, but you know, just for the video, I should have that 1 extra Dawn. But yeah, we got 2 10 cost Doflamingos staring us down here. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Pretty scary. We do have 3 life, though, and a board full of blockers. He's got to have another 10 cost Dofi in order to do some magic. And he doesn't have that because obviously attaching 1 to the Doflamingo here makes it a bit easier. We're going to see probably an 11k swing to my Luffy. Probably my rested Luffy or something like that. But no, I think he chooses to go Nami here. Potentially the Nami. Yeah. I think we're just going to let that go. We're gonna let that go. I think I've got, what, 5 cards in hand? It's not really worth trying to go ultra defensive on that. I am gonna start defending the higher cost cards though a little bit. So we'll go Thunder Bagua and a 2k counter to defend the Luffy. I just know that if he plays 2 blockers, you know, then we have 3 to get through, and it's gonna become like a whole thing on whether I'm able to finish out the game or not. And but he does choose to swing here with the Luffy. We're going to see an 8k at Queen. And now I'm like, okay, I can't use an event anymore, but I can defend. So I just go rest the Luffy and counter for 2k. And my thought process is that he wants to play Luffy into Uta or something like that. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And if he does that, then he can only swing 5, and I'm gonna take that all day long. Because if I end up getting a Sugar, or if I end up getting a Punk Gibson, I could, you know, potentially rest, you know, something. But we do have the Sugar resting the Uta, and now we only have 1 blocker to deal with multiple swings on board, which is really nice. But that last life can be a little tricky, you know, depending on what he has. I think I swung pretty incorrectly, if I'm being honest. I swing 9 here first. I think that first life probably could have just been a freebie. So swinging 9 is, especially with him having such a low amount of cards in hand, for the first swing, maybe a little bit incorrect. But he does get a Punk Gibson as well and rests the Uta. I think that was interesting, because I don't know if he knew that he could have rested the Luffy. He could have got more value resting the Luffy, but I do decide to go for a 9k swing here. And with the 9k swing, he is going to block this, but now I'm thinking to myself, I only have 2 swings left, right? I have 2 swings left. This is not good. Not good at all, because if he has Spider's Web, he just restands Luffy, and like Spider's Web and like a 1k counter or something like that. He just restands Luffy, and then I just lose. So I'm in kind of a weird situation where I think I'm thinking to myself, like, do I swing 8k with lead and then like 7 with Queen? But I'm like, no, because then if he doesn't have a counter card, like, I just have to swing 9 with one of them. I choose to go 9 with leader, and he has Punk Gibson and a 2k, so I'm able to get that 6k swing through with Queen. It was a super close game, a nail biter. And yeah, I just wanted to upload this. I thought it was one of the more interesting matches, and really came down to, you know, that final turn realistically. But let me know you guys' thoughts as always, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.